Usually when I open up a review about platformers on the Switch, I'll relate the fact that it's a tough system to find success with, given the fact that it has consistently shown everyone how the genre is done with its various Mario titles. In the case of Cherry Tower, that's not really necessary though. While everyone struggles to compete with the likes of the world's most famous mustachioed plumber, this is a game that isn't in any way competing for that crown. If anything, it's competing in the opposite direction, trying to keep itself from being relegated to the bottom tier of the pile. I suppose it has a little charm with its main character and overall look, but let's face it, somewhat cute characters jumping around is kind of this genre's thing to begin with, so that's not much of a win. I suppose its controls are at least not the worst I've dealt with. There are some others that are absolutely worse in terms of general floatiness, but I also wouldn't consider the feel terribly tight. These are thin victories, but I'd say they're likely the only ones. The biggest frustration is that instead of having concise and focused levels for you to work through, challenging yourself in some way but having the reward of success, this opts for a massive area instead. This leads to you just sort of meandering around, trying to hunt out the almost 500 coins sitting around waiting to be found. Worse, it can be a challenge at times to differentiate platforms or walls that are in the foreground that you can walk on or be obstructed by, and which are in the background. You do get used to it, so it is more of a short-term problem, but it heaps another layer onto other issues when starting out. If your expectations are low, this may not feel terrible, but even at this price point, there are absolutely far better options out there on the eShop than this. Overall, my final score for the game ended up being a 5.1. And if you're interested in picking it up, it's currently available on the Switch eShop for $2.49. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this review. And if you'd like more information or ideas of indie games worth checking out on Switch, be sure to click on the link provided in the description. Until next time.